A human warship emerged out of nowhere. The Empire fought back. The effort meant nothing. Admiral Keffer of the Zephyrian Empire pressed his scaled fingers against the bridge's tactical display, watching the impossible readings with growing unease. For 3,000 cycles, the Empire had dominated this sector of space, their crimson fleet striking fear into the hearts of lesser species across 47 star systems. No enemy had ever penetrated their core territories. Until today. Sensor officer's voice cracked through the bridge's tense silence. Admiral, the anomaly is ... It's massive. Single vessel, unknown configuration. It just ... appeared. Keffer's compound eyes narrowed as he studied the holographic projection. The ship was unlike anything in their extensive databases, sleek, yet brutally functional, its dark hull seeming to absorb the light from nearby stars. Strange geometric patterns covered its surface, and energy readings suggested technology far beyond their understanding. "Sir," the communications officer interrupted, "we're receiving a transmission. Audio only. Put it through." The voice that filled the bridge was calm, almost conversational, spoken in perfect Zephyrian. "This is Captain Sarah Chun of the UE's Retribution. You have 30 seconds to withdraw your forces from the Kepler system and release the human colonists you've enslaved. This is your only warning." Keffer's throat sacs inflated with indignation. "Human? Impossible. We eliminated their pathetic species decades ago." He gestured sharply. "Open a channel." The cum crackled to life. "Unknown vessel? You dare threaten the mighty Zephyrian Empire? We crushed your kind when they were nothing but primitive farmers on a single world. Surrender now, and your death will be swift." Silence stretched for several heartbeats before the human responded. "Admiral, you made one critical error in your intelligence gathering. You destroyed our colonies. Yes. You killed millions of innocent people, including my daughter. But you never found Earth. You never found our home." The tactical display suddenly blazed with new contacts, not ships, but weapons. Hundreds of them emerging from what appeared to be empty space around the human vessel. "Impossible!" Keffer snarled. "No single ship can carry such an arsenal." Captain Chun's voice remained eerily calm. "You're right. The Retribution isn't carrying these weapons. She is the weapon. Every molecule of her hull, every circuit in her core, she's been designed for one purpose: justice." The first salvo struck Keffer's flagship before his shields could fully activate. The impact sent shockwaves through the massive dreadnought. But what terrified the Admiral wasn't the physical damage. It was the way the human weapons seemed to learn, adapt, evolve with each strike. All ships converge on the human vessel. Keffer commanded, "Bring everything to bear." The Zephyrian fleet, 300 strong, turned toward the lone human ship like a pack of predators sensing weakness. Their plasma cannons and particle beams lit up space in a deadly light show, focusing their combined firepower on a single target. The human ship didn't dodge. It didn't retreat. It simply ... endured. When the light faded, the UES Retribution hung in space, completely undamaged, its dark hull reflecting the frustrated fire of its attackers like a mirror reflecting candlelight. "How?" whispered the sensor officer. Captain Chun answered as if she heard him. "We had 50 years to prepare. Admiral, 50 years to study your tactics, your weapons, your weaknesses. We built the Retribution from the ground up using technology you couldn't imagine in your worst nightmares. Every system on this ship has been tested against captured Zephyrian weapons. Every defense has been perfected." The human warship began to move, not with the jerky acceleration of conventional drives, but with the fluid grace of something that had transcended mere physics. As it approached, smaller vessels detached from its hull, not escape pods, but what appeared to be autonomous weapon platforms. "Sir!" The tactical officer's voice cracked with panic. "Those aren't weapons, they're ships, hundreds of them. Each craft was no larger than a fighter, But they moved with coordinated precision that made the Empire's most elite squadrons look like stumbling children. They weaved through the Zephyrian formation, their weapons carving through shields and armor. With surgical precision, Kefir watched in horror as his mighty fleet began to crumble. Ships that had conquered worlds were disabled with single shots. Crews that had terrorized entire species found themselves helpless as their vessel systems shut down one by one. "This is impossible," he breathed. "No species develops this quickly. No single world could—" "You're right," Captain Chun interrupted, her voice now carrying an edge of cold fury. "No single world could do this. But humanity isn't just one world anymore, Admiral. When you scattered us to the stars, you didn't. Destroy us, you gave us time to grow, time to learn, time to become something you never expected." The retribution was now close enough that Kefir could see details of its construction. The hull wasn't metal, it was something alive, something that pulsed with bioluminescent patterns. The weapon arrays shifted and reconfigured themselves, like living organisms adapting to new environments. "Every human you enslaved in the Kepler system taught us something about your species," Chun continued. "Every death you caused made us stronger. You wanted to harvest human resources? Congratulations. You've been feeding a predator for 50 years. The remaining Zephyrian ships tried to retreat, but found their paths blocked by more human vessels, emerging from what had seemed like empty space. Not large warships, but small, swift craft that moved like schools of mechanical fish. "Admiral," his communications officer reported, voice shaking, "we're receiving surrender requests from 40% of our fleet. The humans, they're not destroying the ships that stand down. They're just disabling them." Kefir's worldview crumbled as he watched the most powerful fleet in the sector reduced to scrap metal and electronic ghosts in less than an hour. The humans weren't just technologically superior, they were tactically, strategically, and psychologically beyond anything the Empire had ever faced. "This is Captain Chun to all Zephyrian vessels. Power down your weapons and prepare to be boarded. Your crews will be treated according to the laws of war, something your Empire never bothered to learn. The age of Zephyrian dominance is over." As the last of his ships went dark, Admiral Kefir realized a terrible truth. The Empire hadn't just awakened the sleeping giant. They had forged their own extinction in the fires of human determination. The humans were no longer prey. They had become the apex predator of the galaxy.